It's a Wednesday before the blue ribbon event that is the Monaco Grand Prix, and we're talking all of the big teams with Mercedes, Red Bull, a little bit of Ferrari and McLaren as well, all having plenty of issues hanging over them. I'm Ollie Wilson for GPFans, and these are all the latest headlines that you need to know in the start of our build-up to the Monaco Grand Prix. Toto Wolff is confident Mercedes have halved the disadvantage to the frontrunners in Formula 1 this season after seeing Lewis Hamilton's performance in Spain last weekend. Hamilton had his coming together with Kevin Magnussen on lap 1 of the Spanish Grand Prix, and after pitting, the British driver came out at the back of the pack and over 50 seconds behind the leaders. But thanks to the new upgrade package that came with the team to Barcelona, Hamilton was able to swoop through the field and get back up to as high as 4th place before a water leak forced him to coast for the last stint of the race, being overtaken by Carlos Sainz right at the end. The porpoising issues appeared to have been reduced dramatically, giving both Silver Arrows drivers more confidence while gaining comparable straight line speed to that of the Red Bulls and Ferraris, and Wolff has noted the dramatic gains that have been made recently. "We saw another big step at the weekend," said Wolff. "Probably we've halved the disadvantage to the frontrunners, but still, there is a long way to go in order to be right up there in the fight. With Lewis, we probably had the fastest race car. He was 50 seconds behind in the end, but he caught all the way up, and at stages, he was the quickest, which shows the potential the car has." Now, Mercedes ran two different setups for their drivers in Spain, with Hamilton feeling that George Russell's more experimental vehicle had an advantage at least on the Saturday. "We experimented something on George's car, which ultimately ended up being the better way to go in qualifying, so maybe the next race I can take that on. This is a great sign we are going in the right direction, and I have no doubt that at some stage, because if I hadn't had the crash, I would have been fighting with the Red Bulls." McLaren are hopeful that Lando Norris will be well enough to take to the track in Monaco this weekend after a weekend of ill health in Spain. Norris was diagnosed with tonsillitis after Sunday's Grand Prix, but was still able to find a point-scoring finish in 8th at the Circuit de Catalunya. Unwell for the whole of the weekend, Norris was checked over by team medical staff after getting out of the car on Sunday evening, and now faces a race against time to be well enough for the Grand Prix in Monaco, a race he finished on the podium last season. McLaren team principal Andreas Seidel noted, "In terms of the reserve driver, that is something we would work out on short notice, which of the options we will pull. But again, we are quite hopeful that Lando will be okay again by next Friday latest." And finally, Max Verstappen believes F1's reliability issues this season are a little weird. Red Bull have been struggling this year with reliability issues, both with their power unit in the first few races of the season and then a faulty DRS system in Spain. However, there have been problems up and down the grid, with reliability issues affecting Mercedes this weekend and former championship leader Charles Leclerc at Ferrari. Asked if Verstappen felt the new cars had a reliability concern hanging over them, the Dutchman replied, "It shouldn't really be car related because the engines and stuff are pretty much the same as last year. Of course, the fuel has changed a little bit, but it's a bit weird." Verstappen did stress he doesn't think the reliability problems are specifically car related, but it is interesting how we're seeing reliability become more of a factor in Formula 1 this season than it had been perhaps in the last couple of years. We want to know your thoughts on car reliability and of course the steps that the Silver Arrows have made in Spain last weekend. Will that help them in Monaco, or will the twisty circuit be a Ferrari dominated weekend? Let us know in the comments section below and hit subscribe to stick with us here at GPFans.